Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's travel coffee break. Let me get rid of that screen there, and ignore the noise in the background. Hold on, let's get rid of that. There we are. It's it's my printer, which you know in the way that printers do. I mean, you tell it to pause, and of course, there's so much already stacked up in the buffer that it's currently working its way through. This is page 66 of 150 odd pages that my ex-Mrs. authoress has asked me to print out because her printer's run out of ink, and mine's about to fairly shortly. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably, I'm loath to just stop it, but perhaps I better do that, see what happens. Oh great, now it's actually ended the whole document. I'm going to have to start all over again. Anyway, okay, back to where we were. This week is one of those last-minute jobs. I suddenly realized it was Wednesday, and so here we are at 5 o'clock on a Wednesday. I've sent out an invitation to all 300 and whatever it is, 80-odd people who are in the Travel Coffee Break Google Plus circle, invitation circle. So you should have had those, and if any of you would like to come and join me, then you'd be very welcome. But don't feel obligated to. In the meantime, I'll just prattle on for a few minutes to give you a chance to do that. Just covering some things that, as I usually do, that have cropped up this week that I think are quite interesting. One of them is a survey that came in on Monday, actually from Holiday Extras, although they've commissioned somebody to run the survey independently. And I thought it was quite striking because it was effectively headlined, although actually I rewrote the headline and turned it into 3/4 of Brits say that airport security is pointless. It's not quite what their headline said, but it's a précis of it. But what was interesting was that only 22% of the 2,000 of their Travel Extras customers that they polled just now in this month in August said that they had complete confidence in the airport security process and the staff. But most of them, the survey clearly demonstrated that passing through airport security is rated one of the most stressful and unpleasant things by holidaymakers. In fact, a fifth of those surveyed said it was the worst thing about going on holiday. Queues and the processes themselves upset 1 in 5 travellers, with 28% saying they get downright annoyed at the length of time they need to wait. And almost a quarter, 23, believe that taking off shoes and belts and jewellery and all that old nonsense is an unnecessary hassle. 42% of respondents said they believe the security process could be better organised. I think that what's interesting about this is that we all hate it, but I had thought that actually most of us recognized that it was there for a purpose and was a necessary thing. And it's interesting that actually so many don't feel that way, feel a bit bloodied by the whole process, I think. Of course, it turns out that Holiday Extras sell fast-track security passes for several airports: Liverpool, Luton, Bristol, Leeds, Bradford and Manchester, and good luck to them, but that doesn't really take away from the actual survey results themselves. So I thought that was quite interesting, and I wrote it up on my site. Something else that came in as well, actually, when was it, today or yesterday, was one of our old friends, Train Holidays, spelled T-R-E-Y-N. They've been going for, oh God, a long time, since about 1965. They're a spin-off, they're a sister brand to, what's it called, Great, well, it's Great, oh, I'm going to have to look it up now. I'll get down the bottom and see if I can I can find it. Why am I having a mental breakdown at this particular moment? I'll tell you what, why don't I go to my own site and double check go there and go to Rail and then go to, because I've already written it up and it's already in my list, Train Tour Operators. here we are. Rail discoveries. Systematic Great Rail Journeys, that's the word I was looking for. Great Rail Journeys. They've been around for a long time. And train holidays has been their kind of, well, they used to focus just on UK and Europe, but it was all-inclusive group tours on fixed itineraries that were I was going to say the budget end, but I don't really mean that. But they were well priced, as opposed to bespoke rail tours that you could get through Great Rail Journeys themselves. Anyway, apparently they've gone through some big branding exercise and have decided that the name doesn't work for them, so they are now called Rail Discoveries. And with it, they've got a new website, which I can show you. I think that one looks like it. There. Yep, there we are. And oh, it's got the bottom of it there. Where is it? There we go. Scroll up to the top. There we are. Here we are. Rail Discoveries. And they've now actually extended their offering, so it's not just the UK and Europe, but they've also got, I think, 6 destinations globally as well. So worth going along and taking a look at that. It's Rail Discoveries, all one word, .com. Do take a look. Get back to here and get back to there. Has anybody joined? No. And then what else has been going on? The A350, the Airbus A350, or rather more specifically, the newest wide-body version of it, the A350-900. Apparently that's just completed a series of route-proving trials, visiting various places over the last few weeks and flying, where is it? Global 81,700 nautical miles in some 180 flight hours. But anyway, they've got a type certification now on its way. So it's looking as if it won't be long before we see that in the air, and that will be offering some serious competition to the Boeing Dreamliner. And the last thing I was going to mention was, let me, well, I don't need to bring it up. I actually stumbled across something on it was in the European Commission's press office, and it was about them getting rather serious now with car rental companies. And basically, they were saying that they had written to the principal, the largest car rental companies, 6 of them in Europe, about their discriminatory pricing. It turns out that, well, no surprises really, I think we all know, that if you are let's say a German, and you are hiring a car in Greece, then you would get it for, let's say, 43 euros a day or something like that. Whereas if you were a Greek hiring the same car, it would cost you 53. And basically, they are varying their rates, not by currency alone, which would be obviously some account for some element of disparity in pricing, but it's simply to maximize the market. Several of I think 3 of the companies have written back, but here's the interesting line. The Commission first raised concerns in 2011, wrote to 6 international car companies, telling them to review their pricing policies, but it now says that they've received an unsatisfactory reply from 3 companies, and they name and shame them: Europcar, Hertz, and Avis, and consequently they've made their letter to those 3 companies public, and they're obviously trying to do the same sort of thing with car rental as they've been doing with mobile phone roaming prices, trying to achieve something more like an even playing field. So I thought that was quite interesting, and in fact I was on the point of writing it up, and then I discovered actually it's a little bit old. I discovered that the BBC and various other newspapers have picked up on it around about the 12th of August, so almost 10 days ago. So I didn't bother to write it up, but I thought it was quite an interesting story, and it will be worth keeping an eye on it for the future. Anyway, looking back at the Hangout itself, nobody joining, so it's now 11 minutes past. In that case, I think I'll get back to my printing schedule and get back to you guys next week, Wednesday at 5 o'clock. I'm just thinking about it because I'm going to be going away next week, but I won't be going until the Thursday, so that's okay. So Wednesday 5 o'clock should be as normal, but watch the Travel Coffee Break Google Plus page, and also travelcoffeebreak.com, the website, because that's where I really put up the programs, any details on the programs in advance. So hopefully we'll have guests next week, but until then, bye for now.